Hello. Did you know when you're running a business in Ireland, you can reduce your tax bill by expenses incurred in the year? So this means any income you earned can be reduced by the amount of money you spent. So there's certain expenses that are allowed by revenue to be deducted from your tax bill. So these expenses include any money spent on goods for the purposes that you bought for the purposes of resale, any costs associated with running your business premises, such as rent, rates, electricity, insurance, any costs associated with running a business-related motor car, any costs you incur around professional fees, such as your accounting fees, legal fees, all of those are allowed to be deducted off your income. Any monies you spend on interest for machinery or assets for the purposes of your business, and any lease payments that you make on machinery used for the purposes of your business. So they are the main categories of expenses that are allowable. And if you work from home, you are entitled to deduct a portion of your domestic expenditure around electricity, heating, your private car, insofar as it relates to the running of your business. There are certain categories of expenditure that are not allowable. So food and drink as a rule is not deductible for tax purposes, and the business entertaining of clients, even though it is a business expense, it is not allowable for tax purposes. And separate to those deductible expenses, you can also claim capital allowances. Capital allowances are deducted where you have spent money on capital assets. So your capital assets would be something like your land and buildings, your plant and machinery, your motor car. The thought behind this is that they last for years, so you should write them down over years and get the deduction for them that way, instead of putting a massive expense into 1 year. So for say motor cars, you would write them down over 8 years, so you'd get 12.5% of the cost of the motor car, subject to certain restrictions. You would get that over 8 years. So each year you would get 12.5%. So that's a very quick overview of deductible expenses and capital allowances. Thank you.